Then the next thing, I felt it turning, rolling.
Yeah.
So when it rolled the first time and the windscreen and the sunroof, the bottles were shattering.
Okay.
I just bowed my head. I closed my eyes. I put my hands like this. And no one was saying anything. And I said, God, not this time. Break whatever bone in our body, but no head injuries.
Yeah.
Because I'm still so scared of head injuries because they don't give doctors a bigger chance to try. Resolve and try and I saw that with my son. So I said, God, you can break whatever bone you want in our body, but no head injuries. And then when it rolled the second time, it rolled the third time, and then I was like, oh, so this is what my son experienced. This is what my son felt. Because you can feel good, okay, now I'm up and down. Okay, now I'm back. Now I'm up and down. And I think it rolled 4 times and landed on its wheels.
Okay. Hello and welcome back to the Hope Revolution podcast. My name is Muraro and I'm overjoyed to have you here. Remember, the purpose of this episode is so that people can come through and share on their learnings so that you and I could learn from whatever it is that they've gone through. We also just want to encourage you, if you've got a story or an amazing experience that you have gone through, to come through to the platform and share. People are waiting to hear. People are waiting to learn. You know, someone is going to be you in the very short space of time. They need to know how to navigate those challenges, right? So for today, guys, we're bringing you part 2 of the story that we brought to you with Usis Nana, who was here previously with us, and with the love and the outpour that you guys gave out. We saw that we must do this quickly, early, so that when we get to the festive season, we've already dealt with your FOMO. So without wasting any time, I'd like to welcome Usis Wami back to the channel. Hi, Mama Gunjan.
Yep, hello, Njan.
I'm good. Thank you so much for making time once again to come back and, give us another part 2, because you're in trouble. Everyone is like, part 2, call her back again. She's back again. But what I wanted to just touch base with on before we go too far is how has your experience been ever since the last episode that we've done?
From the last episode, I've been okay. Honestly, I can safely say I've never felt this way since the 24th of May, the day of the accident. So I've been doing great. So I'm just celebrating the little milestone. I think today is day 10 of me not crying consistently. Because I cry every day, but today is day 10.
Wow.
So for me, that's a huge achievement. Not to say I'm not going to cry tomorrow or later today, but the fact that it's been 10 days with no tears and not forgetting my son, but not crying. The sadness is there, but not crying. God is good. God is good.
And what would you say about these last 10 days? How have these 10 days been different from your regular other days?
I feel light. I think they've also helped my husband in a way. I was actually not sure whether he's going to allow me to come and do this podcast.
Okay.
I think I shared before that he didn't even want to talk about Katie after his passing. So I had to ask him, I've got this podcast. And then he allowed me. And when I got back, so I had to talk to him and let him know how things went. And yesterday I was telling him, haven't you seen me on the podcast?
Yeah.
He's like, oh. I'm like, I'm going back tomorrow.
Yeah.
So he's like, oh. And so, I mean, even my kids, they watched the podcast and they were like, oh, Mom, we are so proud of you. So thank you so much for affording me the platform to share my journey and my story, at the same time comforting myself.
Yeah.
Because it's been comforting.
Okay.
And the messages I've been reading on the podcast
socials,
and the social media, they've been very comforting. And I can see what I am loved
Yeah.
and I am blessed.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
And it's been a lovely experience to see how people are responding.
Yes.
How warm, and how you guys are very, I don't know how to express this. These people are they are very, they are very comforting. They're very warm. They're very kind. They're very supportive, And everyone speaks of a South Africa that is desensitized and everything.
Yeah.
No, here we know different today through you guys to say, you are so supportive. I'm watching, I don't usually rewatch the episodes because for me, I feel like, having to go through the experience firsthand is enough. So me rewatching the episodes. But I rewatched that whole episode.
Yeah.
I went and watched the whole thing because of, the comments.
The comments.
So yeah, guys, they are really just, amazing people. All of you. I love everyone who's.
I love them too, all the viewers, and it's amazing the kind of love that I've been getting is so overwhelming, and I'm super, super grateful to each and every one of you from the comments, and there's been other people reaching out to me either via WhatsApp or calling me and sending out and reaching out the love. I'm truly grateful to the viewers at home, and I'm blessed, guys. I'm blessed.
This
It
is
made
so
me
nice.
realize that I am so blessed. And I think the one thing that I need to mention is also the number of the young people that have been reaching out to me. And they're even calling me Mamzi.
Yes.
It's quite amazing. It's quite amazing. Thank you so much, guys. I can't respond to each and every one of you, but it's gonna be the festive season. I will respond
Okay.
to the comments, but I think most of the questions or whatever that you have, we're gonna delve on them today.
Yeah.
But I just want to say I'm super grateful for the love
No.
that you've been sharing, and to the moms that have been reaching out to me. Thank you so much. Let's continue. And my phone is always open. You can buzz me, I'll call you back.
No, I think it's a beautiful thing to see this because, like, even having noticed the book, I feel like a lot of people now want to, get the other side of what you wrote in here. And it's a
Yes.
beautiful thing. And we're talking about the fact that I was saying, launch the book, like invite us. We want to
yes.
come there. And I
Yes.
personally will come, whoever from my team wants to join me, they'll come as well
Definitely.
because we want to just come together. You are that, you are that one person that everyone can relate to who's gone through what you
Thank
went
you.
through, and there are other people that are going to go through it,
Yes.
who will have a point of reference.
Yes.
When it happens, ngiqalaphi, what do I
Yes.
do? So we've seen a lot of moms who come here struggle to rationalize the loss,
Yeah.
struggle to come to terms with what's happening, and they
Yeah.
don't go through the same direction that you went. Yes, they eventually find their way, but they don't go through it the way you going through it. But I think Uguti, it's a good thing that you're even saying, hey, I'm here, call
Available,
me.
yes.
So do call her. I think back to the story because last time when we parted, I had a lot of questions, follow-up questions with regards to the story that you had shared with me. And we had concluded, I think if I'm not mistaken, having gone to the funeral and
Yes.
come back home, and you were
Yes.
going to narrate the story from there going forward. Can you just take us? I know you guys have a lot of questions that you had wanted us to dive into. We will go there, but can you take us then from that funeral,
point, yeah.
all the way to now?
Where I am now.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. I think I did mention, or I'll mention it. So, at the funeral, you get the support from the friends, family, neighbors, the kids at school. I mean, everyone. I mean, honestly, I was quite amazed. Even when we were planning, and I was saying to my husband, let's cater for 250 people. And he was like, who are those 250 people? And I'm like, let's cater for that number. you know. And I think there were even more than 350 people at my son's funeral.
Wow.
Both adults and the young ones, the parents, our friends, our colleagues. It was, you know. So then what happens, you know, once the funeral is over, there will be 1 or 2 or 4 family members staying behind. After a week, 2 weeks, they leave.
Okay.
And then it's just you and your family. And now that's when the reality sinks in that, oh my goodness, you know, because now my husband is grieving, I'm grieving, the kids are grieving. Like, it's a mess in the house, you know. And for me, what happened was after that, I think from the accident up until the end of the funeral, I was just on autopilot.
Okay.
I was kind of numb, you know. So, but after that, I felt like I was dead.
Okay.
There was no meaning to my life. Nothing excited me. Nothing made me happy. I was always sad, crying. I was just a mess. I was just a mess to a point that my husband thought I was going to commit suicide. And my kids were like, Mom, you're going to die of the broken heart syndrome. And at some point, my husband was like, no, you are not okay. But we all of us don't know how to deal with each other, you know?
Yes.
Because I would talk about my son and talk about what happened, but my husband didn't want to talk about it. You know, he'd be like, okay, guys, let's change the topic. Let's talk about Kaizer Chiefs or whatever, you know. So we're dealing with it differently, even with the kids as well. And I was like, okay, let me try and reintegrate myself back at work and maybe start working from home and attend meetings. And so I attended this one meeting and I was okay. Attended the meeting. It was a long meeting. Then lunchtime, they were like, no, we're breaking, we're coming back. So I left the office, I went to my room. And then I got to my room. I just cried. I just broke down and cried. And I was feeling so much intense pain. And I called our family doctor and I said, can I please see you today? And he said, okay, 2:30. Then my husband come to the room looking for me. He found me breaking down and he said, what happened now? I'm like, take me to the doctor. And then he took me to the doctor. We both went inside the doctor's room.
Okay.
And I was crying all the way from my house to the doctor's rooms. And we got in there and the doctor was like, okay, what's wrong with you today? And I just said, just give me something that's going to make me numb or something that will make me sleep and not wake up. And then I think he lifted his head up and saw it's me. And then he was like, oh, your son is still in hospital.
Oh my God.
Because I had went to him to see him when my son was in hospital because I had these constant headaches. And then I explained. So then my husband said, no, our son passed away. He just broke down himself. So it was 2 people crying in the room.
Ish.
And he said to my husband, I don't know how you're doing it. If it was me, I'd be dead. And he said, I am going to admit him in a psychiatric hospital.
Okay.
Because he's going to be seen by psychiatrist, psychologist, everyone is there. So he called Discovery, he arranged everything. He called the place, arranged the bed. And my husband was like, no, that's good. I want that. Let's go. And then I said, can I please be admitted tomorrow, not today, so that I can have time to talk to my kids and explain? Because number one, the word hospital is a trigger to my kids.
Yes.
So I needed to find a good way to explain to my kids that I'm going to hospital.
Okay.
So he was like, it's okay as long as you're going to be there by 11 o'clock. So we went home, we called the kids, and then my husband was like, okay, guys, you can see Mom is not okay. She's not doing well. She's always crying. She's not herself. So she's going to go to hospital where they're going to help her. And the kids were like, no, we're happy because we can see that Mom is a shadow of herself. So if she's going to get help, it's okay. Then my husband took me to that place the next day. And I think especially as the black population of black people, those places have got stigma.
Yes.
Even myself, I was calling it emahlanyin,
Yeah.
because we think someone who goes there is a person ohlanyai, And truth be told, I didn't like to be there.
Okay.
I hated being there. The place was good, but I hated being there. But that's where the psychologist that I was seeing there made me look at things from a different perspective. Because number one, I was blaming myself for a lot of things. I was blaming myself for allowing my son to go. I was blaming myself that I didn't fight enough to get into the ambulance. I was blaming myself that even at the hospital, I didn't fight enough to see my son at the emergency. And also, I was blaming myself for saying to my son, it's okay, you can go. Yet it was coming from a place of love. But I was like, what kind of a mother would encourage a son to die? Because that's essentially what I was doing. And I was so angry at God. Actually, I hated God. Because that's the God that I trusted wholeheartedly. And I was like, God, you are going to do a miracle. You're going to bring back my son. I remember one day at the hospital, I said, God, I'm now commanding you to bring back my son because you allowed the accident to happen. So bring him back. You had a purpose. I was very angry at God. And at that hospital, I think that's where they helped me to look at things from a different perspective. I stayed there for 19 days. I was supposed to be there for 21 days.
Okay.
And I was seen by the psychiatrist. But the psychiatrist, for me, he'll just look at me and, okay, what's happening? How are you feeling today? And then I think he'll just benchmark me and say, okay, let's up the dose, or, you know. The person that truly helped me there was a psychologist.
Okay.
Remember, we had already had a psychologist that was seeing us from when my son was in an accident hospital. But that psychiatrist there, first thing she said to me, because I talked why I'm there, what happened. And she then said to me, I hear you, so I'm going to give you the assignment, go and write a letter to your son and apologize for the things that you feel that you didn't do them correctly, for the things that you're blaming yourself for. It was a Friday, so they'll come, they don't see patients on weekends. So on weekends, we go and paint.
Okay.
We go and paint and, guys. Then, and that's when your family is allowed to visit, only on weekends, I think from 4 to 5. So I wrote I asked my husband to buy me a book, a 2-choir book. So it was very cold because it was in winter. So I'll go and sit on the benches and sit there and cry. And then I was like, I've got an assignment. Then I wrote a letter. It's the prelude in the book, word for word. I wrote the letter to my son and I apologized for the things that I feel I didn't do well. Then on Monday, I saw her. She's like, okay, read the book, read the letter to me. I read the letter and I wasn't crying. She was like, okay, how did you feel when you were writing the letter? I said, I was crying like a baby. And she said, why are you not crying now? And I said, because I think, honestly, I did everything that a mother could. And she said to me, everything that you did was coming from a place of love. You saying to your son, it's okay, my son, you've suffered enough, was coming from a place of love, because no mother wants to see their son suffering. And she also mentioned that your relationship with God is very damaged. And she was like, talk to him like you talk to your father. And tell him that you are angry. You hate him, but you need him, right? And she said to me, Lihle, she used to call me Lihle because I'm Tembe Lihle,
Okay.
you know, my ID names. So she said, Lihle, it's up to you. If you want to be buried with your son, you will. In a year's time, you won't even recognize the woman that you were. But take this journey, because you cannot take shortcuts. You need to go through this journey. At certain things are like the laws of nature. Like, there's going to be spring, summer, autumn, winter. You're not going to dictate and say, I don't want winter this year, because it's a law of nature. So she said, what you are going through, it's a law of nature that you have to go through. So when you know it's going to be winter and you don't like winter, you must buy heater, electric blankets, warm clothes and stuff. So for you, define what your summer looks like. What do you want your summer to look like? Because after winter, summer is coming.
Yes.
And then I was like, I want to be a functional mom, a functional wife, a colleague, a friend, and. And then she said, you're going to have to go through this winter knowing that my summer is coming.
Okay.
As to when your summer is coming, I can't tell you. But you're going to have to trust that I have to go through this and allow each and every emotion that I feel. If I feel angry, let me be angry.
Okay.
If I feel like crying, let me cry. Happiness is not even on the cards, But she said, go through this having in mind that I'm looking forward to summer.
Okay.
And even now, my summer is not there yet. I don't know when it's coming, but I'm going through this journey, trusting God that I'm going to get to my summer. So then it was going to be my son's birthday on the 19th of July, which was a Saturday. So on Wednesday, I spoke to the psychiatrist and I said, I need to be discharged. I need to go and celebrate my son's birthday. And she said, okay, I don't know. I'll speak to your psychologist. And then I spoke to my psychologist as well. We had a session and she was like, no, it's fine. Then you can see me as an outpatient, but I understand the reasons why you want to go. So I was then discharged. I went back home. I invited my son's friends and my friends, my sisters, all of them came, even the one in Durban, my brother-in-laws. So we literally, in the morning, on the 19th, that was the first time I saw my husband breaking down. Actually, second time, because the first time was when he opened our son's casket on Friday late. Then that was the second time seeing him crying. And I was there, and I'm glad I was there for him. And I prayed, and I said, God, can I celebrate my son today? Can I not cry? And can I just be happy and celebrate my son?
Yeah.
So we all went with our friends, some of our neighbors, my Katie's friends, my kids. We went to the funeral. We lit to the graveyard. We literally had a picnic.
Oh, nice.
At the gravesite.
Wow.
We had camp chairs, everything. My son used to love McDonald's. What is this meal? Spicy McFeast with apple juice. And my husband was like, I'm buying everyone spicy McFeast with apple juice. I think he bought like 50 of them.
Ew.
And we all went there. The kids had a speaker and they were playing Katie's favorite songs. They were dancing. They were playing cards, Uno. It was nice. They surrounded his grave and they prayed. It was so beautiful. We were there for almost the whole day.
Wow.
Fortunately, where he is buried, it's a nature estate. So there's hardly, I think there's not even more than 50 graves there.
Okay.
There's hardly funerals there. So so that was, at least that was a good thing, because it was a Saturday.
Okay.
If I had buried him somewhere, I don't think I was going to be able to do that. So we did that. We went back home and we continued to celebrate. And then the next day, so I would wake up every single day with sorrow and pain. And some days that sorrow and misery will culminate into tears.
Okay.
And some days it won't be tears, but I knew that I am heavy. My life is heavy. And when there's people around, we are people's person. Like my home is always full. So when there's people around, I laugh, smile, but deep inside, I knew I was dying. So that laughter for me, it was like it's a mask that I'm putting for people to think, Shem, she's
okay.
she's just getting better. And when the people are gone, I'll cry.
Wow.
I will cry. So, and that is still happening.
Okay.
I'm still waking up with sorrow and sadness, and some days I'll cry. So for me, I think September and October were the hardest. We had celebrated my son's birthday on the 19th of July. August, I started to say, let me integrate myself to work. It didn't happen. So I was just, this actually in August, one day my husband was like, maybe you must start going to work. Let me take you to work. So I go to work. My husband drops me at the gate. I go through the turnstile. The security guard says, Sissy, are you okay? I said, yes, I'm okay. Are you not sick? I said, no, I'm not. Can I call you a shuttle, a golf cart? No, I'll walk. It's a campus where I walk. No, I'm okay, I'll walk. I'm like, Aibo, this guy,
Yes.
like, you know?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to look like my problems.
Yes.
I get to the office and my colleagues were like, what are you doing here? I'm like, guys, bills must be paid. I must be back at work at some point. Like, no, we don't think you're ready. I said, let me wait for my team. My team comes. Remember, I was taking medication that was prescribed from the psychiatrist. And that medication was making me a zombie. I lost balance. I could not walk. It was making me numb. I was forgetting things. But I was like, no, I'm going to go to work. And then my team came and we're all laughing. Hey, how are you? I'm okay. And. But when I stand up, even to go and make coffee, I'll take one step and, lose balance. So one of my team members said, you know what? I'm calling your husband because I don't want people to see you like this. It was around 11 and I arrived at work around 9.
Okay.
So she called my husband, Usma called my husband and said, Mshini, please come and fetch her. She's not okay. And they packed my things, my laptop, and they're like, okay, we're taking you. Then they took me, they called the golf cart, went to the gate. My husband, so fortunately it's not far where he's working, where I work. So he came. And the security guard said, Ngishilo. Ngishilo good losses ageko, right?
So now you literally walked from the turnstiles all the way into
all the way to the office. Because I wanted to be normal. I wanted to be normal because at home I was not normal. So I'm like, okay, here I'm going to have to toughen up and be normal.
Okay, so you wanted to maintain the routine.
Maintain the routine,
Okay.
It didn't happen. So my husband said, nope. He called my boss and said, can she work from home until she sees the psychiatrist on the 30th of September?
Okay.
And September of August. So on my appointment, he went with me and he said, can you ask your psychiatrist that I want to come in with you? Can you give consent? And I told the psychiatrist that my husband is outside. Can he come in? He said, no, if you allow, he can come in. He came in. And I explained to the psychiatrist what I'm feeling because I was always feeling numb. At night, I'll sleep. During the day, I'm numb. I'm feeling the pain, but I'm numb. It's like I can't process things, But things are there. At some point, I'm going to have to deal with these things. So, and then my husband said, let me tell you what I've observed. It's either you take her off the medication or you reduce the dosage. Because the person that is sitting in front of you is not my wife. This is not my wife. And then she was like, no, I'm going to reduce the dosage on some medication because there's some that she's going to take for 3 months and some that she's going to take for 6 months. And then because some of it, if I just cut it off, she'll have withdrawal symptoms. So she reduced the dosage, and she did a recommendation letter to work that I work from home, because before that I'll be driving. Maybe I'm going to Village Mall with my daughter, and my daughter will be like, Mom, the car is moving, stop. You know, or Mom, you're hitting the pavement, you know. So my driving was impacted. So let alone driving from Artist to Centurion, it was gonna be something else. And fortunately, my work, they were very supportive, and so that's why I'm still working from home even now. But I do work. So from there onwards, it was all about me. And I must say thank you to my husband and my kids, because they allowed me time. I've been very unfair to my husband and to my kids, because all that mattered to my husband was me. To my kids was me. They would even tiptoe around me because they didn't know what will trigger me. You know, I remember when the schools open, my son, Unkanyiz, took Katie's blazer, the one that he's wearing on that book, and put it in my room. So I'm sitting, I think I had just finished cooking, and I can feel that I'm not okay. So let me go to my room and pray. Because when I feel that I'm not okay, I go and pray and cry. So I'm like, let me quickly go to my room and pray. So I got to my room. I see this blazer. I called my nanny. I'm like, Tandy, who put this blazer here? I said, no, Sissy, it wasn't me. Ngithi, but who put it here? Take this thing away. Take this thing away. And I was crying. I was crying because to me, it took me back to Katie's funeral, because the school did the portrait, a very big portrait. Actually, that picture was taken at school.
Okay.
And my son didn't know how to smile.
Yes.
But for some reason, he had a perfect smile on that book, on that picture.
Yeah.
And even at the funeral and the memorial service, yes, there were slideshows, but when there's no slideshow playing, it would be this picture. So this picture had a significant meaning to me.
Okay.
So when I saw that blazer, it just took me back, and I cried. I was like, take this thing away, take this thing away. Only to find that it was Nkanyezi, my last born, who put the blazer in the room. So he went and told his sisters, Guti, actually, I did put the blazer in the room. I wanted Mom to think that it's Katie. But please don't tell her. I didn't know it was going to make her feel this way. So my daughter calls me and tells me, no, it was Nkanyezi, but he didn't do it to spite you. He wanted you to feel, you know, to think it's Katie. And I'm thinking, so maybe this child is even thinking, okay, if there's something that reminds Mom of Katie, maybe Mom will maybe Mom will be okay and start giving attention to us. So I apologized to my nanny, because I shouted at her. I apologized, and I called my son and I said, I know, I heard it was you who put the blazer, but don't worry. Actually, I'm glad you did. So in between, there will be things that will trigger you. One morning you're waking up crying, or you're waking up and you try to continue with your day, and then something just happened. The other time, Sean, Katie's friend, came back from school to drop Nkanyezi and to come and greet me. He's wearing a blazer. I'm like, oh my God, my son should be wearing the blazer. My son should be going to school, you know? And I'll cry, I'll break down. And my husband was saying, I'm so scared whenever I get a call, either from the kids or from your number, I'm scared with what are they going to tell me? Because I'll cry to a point that my daughter especially will call my friend Utembeni, Guti, Ma, can you please come? Because Ma is crying, we don't know what to do with her. And then they'll call Dad, please come back home. And then my husband is coming back home, because they don't know what to do with me. This one day, I was driving to Pretoria, wanting to go to the municipality offices. And I was moved from pillar to post to 4 offices. On the 4th office, again, they were like, no, go back. Oh, that triggered me. And then I was like, you know what, Nana, go back home. I got into the car. I was so angry. Got into the car, drive back home. On my way home, remember I said the N4, that's where the accident happened. I stopped the car. I walked from where I saw the skid marks on the road to the point where the car landed up. And I cried. My husband calls me, where are you? I'm crying. Okay. And then he got scared. Where are you? Are you still in Pretoria? I'm like, I'm actually on the N4. I'm sitting in the car. At weighing it at the accident scene. At okay, we are coming to fetch you. So, yeah. The grieving journey is a very difficult one because even when you try to be happy for that moment or to smile, because I think the word happy is the wrong word because there's no happiness. To smile, maybe you're talking to someone, I'll be talking to you and then we're laughing and then I'll feel so guilty that why am I laughing? Why am I acting okay? Because my son is not here, you know? Or you'll be at the shopping mall trying to buy some things or whatever, and you're like, okay, let me be okay, because I might meet people who know me and make me cry, so let me be okay. And then grief will come and say, hello, I'm still here. I call it a constant companion. And I think there's a chapter in the book.
Okay.
Because it's always with you. Wabona usathane ohlale la emva kwakho and remind you ukuthi msukuhleka msukujabula kakhulu phela.
Yeah.
Ushonelwa umntwana ngani wena. You know? Like ngathi there's a person who tells you like that ukuthi hayibo, and then when wasujabula kangaka ushonelwa umntwana.
Shucks.
And then you remember, oh my God, why am I even, and you feel guilty for just for laughing for the minute. You feel guilty about that. But I don't want to lie. Emahlanyeni, the psychiatric place, it helped me.
Okay.
So I want to distill that stigma that please, if you got means to go to a psychiatric hospital, either for grief, because of loss or whatever issues that psychological or mental issues that you might have, that place, it helps. And as much as we think indawo yabantu abahlanyayo, we'll even joke with other patients there, which sihlanya sonke kodwa ama levels ahlukene, because it was the things I saw on TV where there's a routine, you know, you wake up at this time, you must be there with your bottle of water and say, Tembelihle mashinini, they already packaged your medication for the morning, they give it to you in the hand, you swallow, you drink water, like, I'm like, no, I can't be that, you know.
Did you see people who were worse off than you? Did you pick up on those far gone people? Was it a proper place, you buhlala properly, or was it just mild in a way? What was the setup there?
So it's a rehab for it's a rehab in the mental institution or psychological institute. Let me not call it mental because it's like we are hlanya ngempela. So they will separate. But so Mina was on the side of the psychological, with the psychological people. And in the room, I think they had 3 beds. So my roommates, we were getting along. And even when you go and talk to other people outside, it's not all of us that were there because of a loss. Other people were there because they're going through a divorce or they've had issues. One of my roommates had very big issues, but not a loss. All his kids, it was just rough. So, and you'll think, you know, I'm actually blessed. If all my 3 kids, even if they were alive, but they had problems that this lady has, I don't think I would have been able to withstand that. So you'll see, Guti, yes, I'm going through a lot, but people are going through the most. You are not the only one.
Okay.
And it helped me to say, God doesn't owe me anything because I'm not a special one. There's other people who are going through a lot. And the one significant thing, we would pray with my roommates. And one day, the mother of one of my roommates called her and she was like, let me pray for you, all three of you. And she read Psalms 91 or Psalms 93, if I'm not mistaken, verse 15 and 16. And I think she was reading it to me because I would be the one who always cries and go out, and then my roommates have to look for me everywhere, you know. And verse 15 says, I was there when your frame was formed in the darkest or secret places. And then verse 16 says, your days were ordained before they became being. And I was like, what? What is this verse saying? Then I read it myself. And I was like, so God, you are telling me, Uguti, even before I knew Uguti, I'm pregnant with Katie, when Katie was already in my womb, you had ordained that he's going to live for 17 years, 11 months. Because that's what that verse says.
Saying,
Uguti, all our days were ordained by God before they became being. I've got my days. I don't know which will be my Saturday. You got your own day because God ordained. And I think that's when my relationship with God was starting to come through. And this one day, I was crying the whole day. I like, okay, guys, I'm going to Jasmine. There's a shop next to us. They sell veggies mostly. So I went there. Then coming back, I'm crying, and then my husband is calling me. Where are you? I'm like, I'm inside the estate. At you crying? It's yes. At stop there, we're coming. No, I'm already close to home. I got there, I sat in the car, I was crying. And then he came out with his friends. And then the friends were crying, you know? And then that day, okay, I'm like, okay, afterwards I'm okay. I need to prepare food for them and be act normal or act hip. Well, not hip, act normal. Then later I went to sleep. I was still crying. I woke up, I look at my phone, it's 1 o'clock. I woke up, got my gown, I wore it, I knelt down for the first time. And I think it was around early September. For the first time, me praying. Because after my son passed, I could not even pray. Like, if you tell me about a Bible verse, I was like, can you say something else? Let's talk about something else. But that night, I knelt down and I said, God, I hate you. And I'm so angry at you. But the pain that I feel right now, I feel like it's going to kill me. And I'm taking medication, but the pain is not going away. So you are the only person that can heal me because my kids needs me. My husband needs me. And I said, amen. And the funny thing about praying, I pray every day. Not like I pray even if I'm sitting in the toilet. I pray even if I pray. Like I pray when I feel good. Okay, Shubil.
Yes.
I'll pray and cry. But the sad thing is that when you say amen, it doesn't mean that the pain will go away. It doesn't mean that the intensity of the pain will go away. It will still be there. But I am trusting God that he's doing the work. One day he's going to restore the joy and the peace that the devil stole in my house. And yeah, so that's how on my side I've been. Then lo and behold, on the 9th of October, which was 4 months after my son's departure, because he departed on the 9th. My friend, my daughter, and myself, we were coming from Pretoria. And then on our way back, because yeah, my friend was driving because she became my driver.
Okay.
On our way back, I think it was around 6 p.m., we had a car accident. So the car that we were following, it was raining. The car that we were following started spinning, and then it turned and faced us. We were on the fast lane on N14. So Tembeni tried to swerve to the right to avoid the head-on collision. And when she was swerving on the right, I think our car also was spinning because I remember saying, oh God, kushukuti, all these cars are going to hit us. And then the next thing I remember was our car facing because we were on this road from Pretoria to Krugersdorp, and there's another lane on the other side from Krugersdorp to Pretoria.
Yeah.
So our car was now horizontal, facing the cars that are going towards Pretoria.
Yeah.
But it was moving forward because I kept on hearing krr, krr, krr. And I think at that time, it was just moving on two wheels. I'm just assuming, I don't know. Then the next thing, I felt it turning, rolling.
Yeah.
So when it rolled the first time and the windscreen and the sunroof, the bottles were shattering.
Okay.
I just bowed my head. I closed my eyes. I put my hands like this. And no one was saying anything. And I said, God, not this time. Break whatever bone in our body, but no head injuries.
Yeah.
Because I'm still so scared of head injuries because they don't give doctors a bigger chance to try. Resolve and try and I saw that with my son. So I said, God, you can break whatever bone you want in our body, but no head injuries. And then when it rolled the second time, it rolled the third time, and then I was like, oh, so this is what my son experienced. This is what my son felt. Because you can feel good, okay, now I'm up and down. Okay, now I'm back. Now I'm up and down. And I think it rolled 4 times and landed on its wheels.
Okay.
And for a good second, no one was saying anything. And then I looked at each other, at Tembeni. I looked at my daughter to see if there's anyone bleeding on the head. No one was bleeding. And Utembeni went outside. And I looked down trying to find where's my phone. It was on my feet. Then I tried to reach for it. But I didn't know whether my hip is broken because I couldn't. It was so painful. But I had to get the phone so that I can call for help. I phoned my husband and I said, we are in an accident. I'll send you the location. I phoned Tembeni's husband. I phoned my sister who stays in Midrand. And then I called Sister Ida. She was helping me a lot when Katie was in hospital.
Okay.
She would phone the hospital in the morning and phone the hospital in the afternoon. She was actually case managing.
Okay.
So by the time I go to hospital, I know what is happening, So I said, please call an ambulance for us. We just got into an accident. And I dropped her the location and she said, okay, I'll call you back. Then she called me back and said, okay, the ambulance is on its way. And I said, please talk to my daughter. Because at that time, my daughter was crying, saying, Ma, let's get out of the car. The car is going to burn with us. I feel the petrol. I think it was the rain from the sunroof. And I'm like, okay, wait, I'm coming. So I'm trying to unbuckle my belt and now to go to the other side. It is so painful. I'm not sure if I'm broken or what, but I can't let my daughter cry alone there. So I go and I sat and I had his head because he tried to get out. I think she failed. She ended up sitting between the driver's seat and the passenger seat, but on the floor.
Okay.
His feet were out, her feet were outside, legs basically.
Okay.
And she was like, Mommy, I don't feel my toes. Mama, I'm so cold. Mama, am I going to die? So I said, sister, can you please calm her down? So she spoke to her. And then my husband was there in a split second with Junior and Tembeni's son, and the ambulance came. And my husband was like, I'm not going to wait for 2 more ambulances because we were in pain, myself and Tembeni, although we're not bleeding. My daughter was not bleeding except on the right knee. She had 2 deep cuts.
Okay.
So the ambulance took her. Then my husband was like, okay, I'm going to follow the ambulance. We followed the ambulance, went to hospital. And fortunately, me and Tembeni were okay. It was soft tissue injuries.
Okay.
My daughter had to be admitted in ICU.
Ish.
Again. Yes. Because her lungs were swelling and she broke the leg, the left leg, and then she was stitched. Then, so when we left the hospital in the morning, my husband said to me, Nana, I'm not okay. I think the accident triggered him and forced him to talk about our son's loss. And he said, when you called me, before you even said you were in an accident, I knew something was wrong. And I said, how did you know? He said, the tone that you used was the very same tone that you used when you called me when I was in Cape Town to tell me that our son was in an accident. And he said, I'm not okay. So we went home. And the first thing I did when my husband was helping me up, and then there's 2 big pictures of my son on the wall. I did the salute and I said, congratulations, Katie. You've passed your first assignment as my guardian angel. You saved me you saved us from the car accident. And I said to my husband, you know, I can see my son saying, God, no. No, dude, no. You can't do this. Was I not enough? You can't do this to my mother. You can't do this to my sister. No, God, you're being unfair now. No, God, you must save them.
Yeah.
And God was like, relax, I got them, you know. So, and my husband was even laughing, saying, you know, even the way you're saying it, I'm seeing him, you know. I know that my son begged God to say, no, God, no. You can't, not now, you know. So, and that accident for me brought me even much more close to God. Much more closer to God, because I was like, this was not the hand of God. This was not God who allowed that accident to happen. It was the devil. The devil tried to touch me and touch my faith, because after my son's funeral, I was like, God, you don't exist. It's okay. It's fine. I'm done. Sharp. It's okay. But kancane, the relationship was coming back.
Yeah.
And the devil was like, oh, so you think God's got your back? Let me show you. The king of foods, you know, and I'm gonna ngizokuzwisa exactly how your son left or how your son departed, you know, because a car accident triggers me. So the devil was like, I'm going to make you experience what your son experienced, so that you can say, Vele, this God doesn't exist. And I said, Satan, you were the loser this time. God saved us. Even my daughter, she stayed in hospital for 7 days. And she was admitted in bed number 21, different hospitals.
Okay.
She went to for his life. She was in bed number 21. And I said to her, and she's like, Mom, you know, I'm in bed number 21. My son was in bed number 21.
Oh, no.
So I said to her, do you want me to call the nurses to change you? And she said, no, it's a sign from my brother that I'm going to be okay. And I was like, okay. And then my husband started having this heart, I think it was panic attack or anxiety. He'll come back and say, you know, I almost admitted myself in hospital driving to work because I felt my chest getting tight. And I'm like, you need to get to talk to someone. He went to the doctor. The doctor was like, it's PTSD, talk to someone. And then he started talking to someone.
Okay.
And then he started, me and him, to engage and talk about what happened, how are we feeling, you know? And he'll be like, you know, my worry is you. Even when I'm in my therapy session, I talk more about you because I'm worried about you. But also, I see that I understand why you were doing certain things. Because I would post my son on my status when I miss him. And he'll be like, why are you posting? you want people to feel pity for you. And I'm like, if they want to feel pity for me, it's their problem. I'm posting because I miss my son. At the book, he'll be like, but what are people gonna say? And I'm like, the people that knows me, that cares about me, they know that I was not in a position to sit and say I'm writing a book. So the people that are gonna judge good how she's already written and published a book in 4 months, it's the people that don't know me.
Exactly.
That were not there for me. But the people that were there for me, they know. There was no way I would sit and say, I'm writing a book now, as I've already shared the story of how the book came about. So now he got to understand how I do certain things. And I think with this thing of posting, I think he was talking with one of his colleagues, and he was like, you know what, let your wife, if it heals her, let her be, you know. And then he was like, I don't like it, but if it heals you, it's okay. And I remember, like I said, September was hard because of the metric dance. The school, they called and asked me to send a picture of Katie in a suit so that they can frame it and put it at the venue.
Okay.
And they asked me to come. And I was like, I don't think I'm in a position to come. And I was not. I was even phoning my psychologist saying, I feel like I'm regressing than getting better, because I started this thing of crying every day, breaking down every day. Even when I'm in meetings, I'll be on mute crying. When they call my name, I'll be like, hi, and then try to act strong and answer whatever, you know. I was not okay. And my son's girlfriend asked me to come take pictures. I was supposed to go to the venue where she was doing makeup and stuff. But then I think they ran late. And I was like, I'm not going to bother her and call her. And then she called me later around 6. Mommy, can you please come back? Can we meet at the venue? Like, nah, I didn't want to go to the venue. But she was like, no, Mamsie, please, even if you don't go inside, but I want to have pictures with you.
Okay.
And she was like, can the whole family come? I'm like, I'm going to come with Loa, because Katie's dad is not going to come.
Yeah, no, definitely.
So I went there. I took pictures with her family. And then I was like, and then I kept on seeing Katie's friends, and I'd be like, you guys, why are you wearing tracksuits during metric dance? They're like, no, we're not here for metric dance. We just came here to honor Katie and go back. And then I said to my daughter, okay, let's go in and just go and honor Katie, because we're already here, and leave. So Honor went in first because it was her moment, metric dance, and then me and Loa, we went in last. And then when I got in, I went straight to the picture of my son, and I was like, and then I started feeling emotional, and then I cried. And then the students were crying, the teachers were crying, coming to hug me, and I'm like, Loa, let's go. It's not our moment. I don't want to spoil the fun for kids. It's their metric dance, so we left. And on our way home, my daughter was driving. It was before the accident, before she broke the leg. So she was driving. So on our way, we kept on seeing cars with the number plate Katie. Katie. And she'll be like, Mom. I'm like, yeah, I see. And then we see another one, we see another one, we see another one. And then we were like, Katie, you're such a show off. Like everything had to stand still in the hall because
of you.
Because of you. And even now, you're showing off. Like you keep on showing us, Katie. Stop showing off, dude. We can see you. And we were laughing about it, you know. For a moment we were happy, you know. It came from being sad and emotional. On the way we were happy, we were like, that's him. It's like, I see you. Powerful. I see you, you know. So we appreciated that. But so yeah, that's where I've been in this whole journey. And like I said, from the 14th of November, I think up to today, I think it's day 10 if I'm not mistaken, I haven't shed a tear. I only cried over the weekend when I got home, my parents' home, because they couldn't have that thing, because I was very angry at my parents as well. How could you let my son be in an accident and let my son die. You promised me, and especially my dad, you promised me that you'll always be with me. I raised your kids. They are old, they're getting married now. Now, when I'm supposed to be happy, you take my son. So I only cried because of that.
Okay.
But that's why I'm counting, saying it's 10 days, because
Okay.
I wasn't crying because of KT. So I went there and I bought flowers and I went to his grave. Actually, I do that every month. Every month I go on the 14th, I go to his grave. I buy flowers and I go. And actually how that came about, just to cut things short, the publisher of the book, he is an author and a publisher and a psychologist.
Okay.
And he's everything. Most of the things. So he comes to my house to bring me the first copy of the book in this format, not in a typed manuscript. So we're talking and I'm like, I dreamt of my son for the first time, but I didn't like the dream.
Okay.
It was like someone called me from the hospice. It was like my son was in a hospice. And they're like, you haven't been to see your son in 10 days, so we are discharging him. And I'm like, no, I'm coming. And then I went there. When I got there, there were people that works in the mortuary, and they had those cases.
Okay.
But I saw my son sleeping in bed, and then I ran to my son. And he was himself, but he had a pipe, the life support pipe, and on the pillow, there was blood coming out, like maybe it's coming out from the back, doing the map on the pillow. And I'm like, hey, I don't know what does this dream mean, but he was himself. And then when I went to him and say, KT, and then he spit the pipe. And I'm like, no, you can't. You need this pipe to breathe. And then I took it and put it back to his mouth. So I'm sharing that dream, and he says, you know what? That dream is easy. You are holding your son. You haven't let go of your son. Him spitting the pipe was a way of telling you, "Good, let go of me." And you putting back the pipe, you were like, no, I still want you to breathe. Ati, let go of your son. It doesn't mean Guti, you are forgetting him, but you're still holding him. That is why Ati, he even said, what do you think KT will come? If, let's say, we are sitting here and you are crying, what would KT do when he enters the door? I'm like, he'll come to me and hug me and say, Mommy, what's wrong? Mommy, you're going to be okay, Mamsi. You're going to be okay, Standra Sam.
Yeah.
Because that's how he call me.
Yeah.
And then I'll smile. Ati, so what do you think? I need to, when you're saying you believe what KT is alive in heaven. Ati, yes. Ati, so if he sees you like this, is he happy? Ati, no. Don't you think he's asking God, good God, you see what you did?
Yeah.
Do you like it if my mom is like this? Ati, so we always say, rest in peace, but do you think your son is resting in peace? Because he sees you crying and he's not happy. And you yourself, you told us you were very close to your son.
Yeah.
So he's not resting in peace. Ati, please release your son.
Let him go.
And then I think afterwards I went to the grave, Katie's grave. And I'm like, I'm here to see where your remains are. And I will say, I'm not here to come and talk to you. I don't talk to people, Emma Tunin, because there's nothing. There's just Ketelo's remains. If I want to talk to him, I talk to him everywhere, even if I'm in the car, at home, or whatsoever. So I went, but I don't think my heart was like, I'm releasing you. I think I was doing it to see if it's going to work and make me better. It didn't work. I was full of misery. The entire September and October, worst accident made things worse. And up until the 14th of November, I went. And I think this time I was ready.
Okay.
And I think again, because I had been to this podcast, if I'm not mistaken. So I went and I said, my boy, I'm just here to see where your remains are. And I want you to know, Nguti, I'm releasing you. Go. Go be whatever that God called you for. Because I don't believe that called you for nothing.
Yeah.
There is an assignment that God called you for. So leave, mtanami, go.
Yeah.
But I'm still gonna cry. And when you see me cry, you must know that I'm crying because you are not here physically. I want to hug you. I want to hear that voice. I want to hear you saying, Stano Sam, can I have money? Love of my life, are you good? What are we going to have for dinner tonight? You know, I miss those things. I miss calling you, Katie, come get your food. I miss you physically. That is why I'm crying, because I'm human. I know you are in a better place, but I don't want you in a better place. I want you home.
Yeah.
You know? So that is why I cry. But I'm not crying because I'm ngiyakuvimba or whatsoever.
Yeah.
Go and be
Yeah.
what God called you for. Because I know God called you for a special assignment. So go.
Yeah.
And I think, and that Friday, it was Friday, I came home, my husband was home. My husband called me, good, how, where are you? I'm like, no, I'm at Village Mall posting the books. Because sometimes people like, no, stop going to the grave. You know? And I'm like, no, I'll only stop when my heart says stop.
Yeah.
So I'm like, no, I'm at Village Mall posting the books. And so he was with Tembeni and Tembeni's husband. And I got in and Tembeni said, what did they do to you? I'm like, why? I said, this is the friend that I know. This is the friend that I know.
Yeah.
It's, oh, okay. And my husband was like, this is my wife. What happened at Village Mall? I'm like, guys, you know. You know. But I think on Saturday, I told him, I said, okay, can I tell you the truth?
Yeah.
And he was like, okay. I said, actually, I was from the grave. But I was scared to tell you.
Yeah.
I said, no, it's fine. If it's gonna make, if it heals you, it's fine. It's okay. I'm okay now. You know. So that's why I'm saying that the therapy helped for him. But the last episode I had was with this anxiety and everything that my husband was feeling, right? And he was even, his hands were even peeling, you know? And the doctor said it's stress. So I was sleeping in my room at night, and even myself, I had a tight chest and a lump in my throat. I'm like, I need to go and cry and pray. So I get off, walk to the sitting room. So when I walk past, I passed Katie's room, and then that he shared with his brother, and then my daughter's room. And then when I pass, my daughter is sleeping downstairs because he can't go up the stairs because of the... So my son Ganyes is sitting there in Lua's room in the dark. And I'm like, Aibo, why are you sitting in the dark? It's 11 o'clock. You're supposed to be sleeping at school tomorrow. And he said, I just wanted to be alone. And I said, are you okay? He said, yes, I'm okay. I'm like, are you sure? And he said, Mom, can I please be alone? And then I left him. I went and sat there. And the previous day, I think in the morning, Junior was crying. I had someone crying in the room. I'm like, When I opened the door, it was early in the morning. He was crying, you know, a man crying out loud, you know. So I got in there and I'm like, God, my husband is breaking. My kids are breaking. So how do myself, I'm shattered, I'm broken. How do I protect this family? Because I'm the mother, I need to protect them. Ngibe isikukukazi esifukamela matwele as. But how do you expect me to do it? So please give me the wisdom. Because my family is falling apart. My family is falling apart. So give me the wisdom, you know, to navigate. And I was crying and I was praying. And I prayed for wisdom. You're going to have to give me wisdom. How do I do this? You know? And I think he is giving me the strength and the wisdom to navigate. And my daughter, if I can share about my kids, my daughter, one day, she's like, Mommy, I'm in so much physical pain. Obviously from I think it was from the leg. And also emotional pain. And I said to her, hey, Mtanam, for physical pain, just take the medication from the hospital. For emotional pain, pray. And she said, Matt, do you still believe that God exists? And I said, yes. I said, why would God let our family, why would God choose our family to go through all these things? And I sat down, I said, who saved you from the accident? I guess it was God. It's yes. It's, are you special? I said, no. It's, you could have died like Katie. God saved you.
That's true.
The person that you are doubting, who do you think has been carrying this family up until today? You saw. You guys were telling me, I'm a shadow of myself. Who do you think has been carrying this family till today? Ngati, God has been carrying this family. Even though sometimes we feel like we are alone, we are not alone. God is walking with us. And sometimes God will carry us, you know. So God is still God. And I said to her, the funny part, yes, I'm saying pray, but don't think when you say amen, the emotional pain is going to go. It's still going to be there, but trust that God is doing the work. And then she was like, oh, okay. Then the next day, I see her. She's on the group, WhatsApp group. I don't know whether it was TikTok. What are you doing? I don't know. I'm with a friend of mine suggested that I join Bible study with a group of ladies, and they pray. We pray together, and I'm like, okay. And I was happy, you know. And again, even that, it was not me talking to my daughter. I didn't convince her. God was convincing her through me, you know. And then my son, 11-year-old, I don't know. I always say to him, you have a mind of a 30-year-old living in a 11-year-old body. Because even during the memorial service and even at the funeral, he amazed a lot of people. My daughter could not speak. She took the mic, started speaking, and she cried. Passed the mic to Sisanda, to Nkanyezi. And Nkanyezi spoke. He said, Katie was the last person I'll see before I go to bed, and the first person I'll see when I wake up. He inspired me to have this haircut. But we shouldn't cry because he's not here. Actually, we must celebrate that he lived. And then he paused for a second. I think he was overwhelmed with emotions, but he didn't cry. He just put his fist on the mouth like this. And then he continued to speak, and he said, let us love our siblings. Let us embrace them. Let us hug them every day because life is short.
Imagine.
No tear. Even at the grave, when the casket was lowered, he was holding me with his dad like this. Instead of me holding him, he was the one holding me. Every day, he would come to me and say, how are you doing, Ma? You're going to be fine. He'll hug me and kiss me on the cheek, you know, and say, I love you, Ma, you know. And I'm like, I asked my daughter, I'm like, because when you talk to Nkanyezi, because I'll sit with him and say, how are you feeling? He said to me, Mom, I don't want to do therapy anymore. I think it's overrated because they tell me the same things. So I'm fine. I'm like, okay, if you feel that way, it's okay. But when you've changed your mind, let me know. And I asked Lua, and then I'll talk to him before I go to bed. I'll go to his room and say, okay, how are we feeling today? He'll be like, no, I'm okay. No, let's be honest. What emotion are we feeling today? And then he'll be like, I'm okay. Or, I'm not sure. And then I will share how I feel. And then I will say, okay, what are we grateful for? Two things. He'll tell me what he's grateful for. I'll also tell him what I'm grateful for today. You know? But you'll never see him crying. Then I asked Lua, when you talk to Nkanyezi, where is he getting all this strength from? And then Lua said to me, Yazima, when Nkanyezi is on the phone, he's reading the Bible.
Okay.
It can only be God. He's reading the Bible.
Imagine.
In our I think they had their own WhatsApp group as kids. Kanyezi will send scriptures to them. And then he also started sending those scriptures to me as well. So I was like, oh my goodness. And I'm like, God is at work. God is working through this kid to provide healing and comfort. So my son is very brave, very brave. Even when he went back to school, I said to him, listen, the other kids are going to want to come to you and talk about Katie. If you are not ready, just say, guys, thank you, but I'm not ready to talk about Katie. Don't feel obliged to say something, but also don't be rude because they are coming out of love,
Yes.
And she was like, no, I'm okay. So he didn't write the June exams because they said he won't cope. But I think he got an 83 or something.
Oh, nice.
Then Q3, he's smart, very smart. Q3, I think he dropped by 2 marks.
Okay.
Because I think he got 81 average of all subjects, and he was not happy. And I said to him, you know what? Even if you had failed, out of all the kids that are at school from grade R to matric, none of them are going through what you are going through. So don't beat yourself.
That's true.
81 is still a good mark.
It's good.
So even if, because I'm sure kids are like, okay, what's your average? What's your average? Don't feel offended or obliged that you must be the A student all the time. Even if you failed, and I know you were not going to fail, but you've been through a lot. And it was like, oh, okay. So my son has been our strength in the house. My daughters, Ulwandile no Sisanda, they've been there for me, but they've got their moments of breaking down.
Yeah.
Sometimes they break down without me seeing them. Sometimes they'll tell me, Gutima, we don't know how to deal with this. My husband, he had been bottling his feelings. And everything tended to be about me. And I thank God for him because he steered the ship alone when I was at my most vulnerable point, while he was also grieving the loss of his first child, son.
Can't be easy, ne?
It can't be easy. So that's where we are. And Pastor Kelvin Kikaba, who was helping us with Katie's ceremony, said to us, the devil, be careful, the devil might use this opportunity to come between the two of you. So pray for that. I will also pray, and pray that you don't self-sabotage.
Yes.
Because you may find yourself lost and now maybe taking drugs or overindulgence in alcohol whatsoever, which is self-sabotage. And I thank God, Guti, my husband was there for me. Even when I said sorry when he came from Cape Town, I was like, it was not your fault. Because he could have said, yeah, if I'm not home, so when you allow the kids to go and and blame me for our son's death.
Yeah.
But he didn't. Instead, he was
there.
tiptoeing and making sure that I am okay.
Yeah.
So that's how we've been navigating these storms, and I am so glad that slowly I'm finding my balance. But I'm redefining myself. I'm trying to find out, who am I after Katie's loss? Because I'll never be the same. I was telling my sisters over the weekend that don't expect to see the Nana that you knew before Katie's death. I am not the person anymore. I'm trying to find myself. Nguti, who am I? And what does that mean for my family? How are we going to move forward with the new normal? So right now I'm at the stage of trying to find, who am I after Katie's loss, so that the other kids don't feel Guti, mama doesn't care about us.
Yeah, I think thank you for narrating and bringing us to that point. And I think the one thing I love about you is the fact that you are detailed, and I know our viewers may have questions here and there, one or two that I might leave. But thank you for bringing us to this point in time, and I'm happy that you are surrounded by guardian angels that are, I think we probably allocated one. You've got a lot, that are just looking after you. But I feel like also when God gives you a mountain, He also gives you a team to help you up that mountain. And it's only when you are faced with that mountain that you really see the fact that God is there. So sometimes when the road gets steep, it's not because God wants you to break you, but he sometimes wants to show you how resilient and strong you are. A lot of people would not have gotten here. A lot of people didn't get here. Abaningi bahambe nabantwana babo, abaningi bahambe nabo baba wabo, nabo mama. They literally just collapsed. Waphela, but you're still here. So I think it just stands as a testimony, because even looking back at your story, you are one of the most resilient people who did not step back from that hard situation. If we could actually put a timeline and a stopwatch, you were there for most of that experience. And you were taking it hard, but you were there. Even the bad news was coming to you, and you had to stomach it. So it shows of your strength. Other people might see the weak version of you now, but I don't really think so. When you look at the story, you can see your strength. Literally, when we was born, I've been the most consistent person facing this situation. And obviously, there's supposed to be a little bit of backlash. Even when you pull a gun, there's a recoil.
Correct.
So what you are enduring now, I think it's a recoil of what you actually stood to endure. You endured a lot. So now you are in a stage where you are repackaging, putting back the bricks together. And if you understand that, then you know that, it only takes a while. The house will be built again. We will move. And, though I'm not saying we'll forget KT, but I'm saying we'll get back to life and, start tending. So in this experience, it's not a matter of, judging whether we're doing it right. We're doing it the best way we know how to.
There's no manual.
Yeah. Before these people unalive me, let's go back a little bit to talk about the lady who was in the car. Because everyone wants to know and what's the situation there.
Yeah. So when the accident happened, right, it was the two of them in the car. So Masego was driving, Katie was in the passenger seat.
Yeah.
So according to Masego, after the car has landed on its roof, she unbuckled herself, went to Katie's door, tried to open, it wasn't opening, went back to her door, got in, unbuckled Katie, tried to pull him out towards the driver's seat. But then there were people who came and they were like, no, don't pull him, the glasses might hurt him. We're going to help. And that time, she did not, I think adrenaline was just rushing. She dislocated the shoulder and the hip. And when they were in the ambulance, apparently there was one ambulance that came initially. And before that, when they put Katie on the road, that's how that lady who took the video and, So Katie woke up and said, where's my twin? Where's my twin? He called Masego twin.
Oh, okay.
And the people were like, boy, sleep, twin is here. And then the first ambulance came and both of them were in the ambulance. And Masego said, and even Masego's mom said they were holding hands. And Katie was saying, twin, don't fall asleep. Don't you dare close your eyes. Don't fall asleep. Our parents are coming. We're going to be okay.
Okay.
I love you. And then the second ambulance came and then they took Katie.
They were separated. Okay.
Yes. So Masego, I think, was discharged after 2 days. She didn't suffer severe injuries.
Okay.
It was, I think, on the hip and he had a sling. It didn't even break the arm, but she had a sling. So she is there. She went to see Katie in hospital. I was there. The parents came and asked if she can go. And I was like, I'm going to have to talk to a psychologist if it's not going to trigger her or if it's not going to trigger Katie. But I think it would be a good thing for Katie to hear Masego. And then we spoke to the psychologist and he was like, no, it's okay. I'll brief Masego. Even afterwards, I'll have a debriefing with her. Okay. So she went to hospital and She was there. She was like, okay, can I have a moment with Katie alone? Apparently, when they were coming from, because they were in Menlyn at the Magic Well Company, they bought each other. It's a bracelet of some sort which has got a whistle. Masejo's one is pink, Katie's one is blue. And they were like, we're going to wear this and we're going to annoy people at school by blowing the whistle.
Yeah.
And when you miss me, you blow. When I miss you, I blow. So Masejo came with that bracelet, but he came with hers. She kept Katie's. So he put it on Katie's arm. And she will tell me that she'll blow it whenever she thinks of Katie. She'll blow it up until Katie passed. Then, so she's physically she's okay, but obviously psychologically she is not okay. Because I think after Katie's funeral on Monday she tried to commit suicide. She overdosed the tablets. And then they took her to hospital. And then her mom called me. And I called her and I said, you still have a lot of stories that you haven't told me about your twin. I want to know if my son was happy that day. What were you guys talking about? I don't want to know what happened in the accident. I just want to know if my son was happy. If my son knew that I love him. You know, what were the plans for next year? What were you guys talking about and excited about? So please don't do that. And also, if you kill yourself, you won't see Katie. When are you going to kill yourself thinking, no, I'm following Katie? You're not going to see Katie. So I do check on her from time to time because she didn't even want to go back to school.
Okay.
She was like, why would I go back to school? Because my twin is not here, you know? And I'm like, even if you don't want to go back to school, go back for Katie. And I was like, even if it's not the same school, because obviously some kids were angry at her. I think because she was the one driving.
Okay.
And they thought Katie is normal because of you. And I would tell Katie's friends that, guys, don't blame Marcel. It was an accident.
That's why they call them accidents.
She didn't wake up in the morning and plan to, today I'm going to kill Katie. If Katie was poisoned, then that would be a different story. But it was an accident. It could have been Masejo that died and Katie lived. You're going to be angry at Katie. So it was an accident. And even here, I told her, I don't blame you. It was an accident. But I'm here for you. You are going to go back to school. Even if it's not the same school, even you can find an online school, but you are going to finish matric. You guys were talking about getting the apartment together, stay together, so you are gonna do all the things that you and Katie talk about in his honor. So she is there. I do check on her now and again, and she will call me, she will WhatsApp me. But yeah, she survived.
Yeah,
she survived.
I'm happy to hear that, and I'm glad that she has you of all people supporting her, because that would mean a lot on her end, and it would actually debunk a lot of myths. And people would be able to bring her back to say, no, if everyone is blaming you, the one person who was supposed to take that stance is the mom, but his mom is here with you.
Correct.
So be, just relax and just find your healing.
Yes.
I think the other thing that I wanted to ask, now I'm forgetting, because the big question online was about sister, the one Umasijo, who you're talking about.
Yes.
There was another question that
the
was
other
there.
question I think was about how's my relationship with Katie's girlfriend.
Oh yes. Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah. She's my darling.
Yeah.
She is my darling. She comes to the house often. Even to come and study because they were all in matric. My relationship with her is very good. I even speak to her mom. She's my darling. She comes to the house. She plays with my daughter, plays with Kanyezi, and chill. my home is her home. And when she cries, I'm there for her. Sometimes we cry together. And I will tell her that, look, cry as much as you want. And when it's time for you to move on, don't be afraid of me.
Okay.
You can move on. But I know you'll never forget Katie. And then she'll be like, yo, Ma, don't talk about moving on because I don't see myself moving on.
Yeah.
And I think their relationship, my son was such an angel because she was like, at school I would pretend to be something that I'm not. But the one person that knew me for who I am is Katie. And I'll be like, yeah, that's Katie. He cared.
That's powerful.
He cared a lot about people.
Yeah.
So, so our relationship with Onalerona is, she's my darling.
Yeah.
Even on my way here, I called her and she said, Mamsi, she calls me Mamsi because both of them were calling me Mamsi. Mamsi, I was at your house, but you were not there. So I played with Loa. They told me, Guti, you've gone to the podcast. So she's
nice.
She's okay.
So now you've got more children.
I've got plenty. Even Katie's friends are my kids.
Yeah.
Even the youth that have been reaching out to me from part 1 of the podcast, I've got kids now.
Imagine.
I'm a mother of nations.
And that's what I wanted to get to, maybe in not so many words, but I wanted to sort of dive into how you plan to respond, because people have, really just loved you, and how you're rationalizing what you went through. And you and I have both seen that they are both looking to you. They're looking to talk to you because they feel like they relate with your experience. What's your interpretation of that going forward? I mean, you're going to get a lot of calls and so on, and people looking to speak to you. How do you plan on handling that sort of thing? I don't want to brand it, title it, or take it anywhere.
Yeah.
I want you to tell us in terms of how are you going to now mother the nation?
Yeah. Okay. So before that, let me just tell you a story between Masejo and Ona. Obviously, for anyone who's in a relationship, I wouldn't want my boyfriend to have a bestie that he even calls a twin.
Yeah.
So Ona is not happy with Masejo. She blames her, and I'll keep on telling her that no, it was not her fault. Relax, but I understand, but relax. But back to your question, how do I plan to go forward with this? I don't have a solid plan as yet, but I'd love to interact and engage with the moms, the kids, everyone that would feel that that need that motherly love and that motherly support, or even the prayer, I mean, I'm available for now. It's still on my number, either on WhatsApp, or you call me, or I call you, or you ask me to call you back. But I will certainly, I think next year I'll do the book launch and invite people that are able to come. But for those who might not be able or have means to come, and they still want to engage with me, I'll look at what social media platforms I can use to engage with them. But yeah, definitely I would like to carry this forward, because I think, like I said, KT was called for an assignment. Maybe actually that assignment was for me through KT,
That's true.
So I'm really looking forward to engaging, listening, crying together, and especially listening, especially with, people will say, Shem, oh, you've written a book, you've healed. I'm like, no, I'm not even close to being healed. Or you're crying and people are like, after 4 months you're still crying, And I don't like people who judge me, because I always say, if you have not sat in front of the hairs, sitting in front sit in the hairs, and when you turn your head, you look and you see a coffin, and you know that your son is in there. Don't tell me anything. Don't judge me. Don't judge how I'm grieving, because you don't know the pain. And I'm sure the other mothers will attest, because a child is part of you for 9 months. you are one person sharing the same blood, same food, same everything. And then you bring him or her to this world. Get happy. When that child gets taken away from you, a part of you dies with that child.
That's true.
So that is why I was saying I will never be the same. Because a part of me died with KT. So now I need to define, like I said, who am I after this? Because I still have Nkanyis, I still have Lua. Junior is here. Sisanda is there. My husband is there. My other kids are there. They need their mother too, you know?
No, that's true.
So yeah, definitely there will be platforms to engage. But for now, I'm available on my number. A lot of you have reached out to me already. I'm available to call, WhatsApp, and let's talk, let's engage, let's pray, let's cry. Talk, I'll shut up and listen. You know, and don't judge.
Yes.
And we'll pray together. We'll do whatever.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you mind giving them the number?
My number is 081 512 1913.
Thank
So
you.
I'm using that number for both calls and the WhatsApp.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, you can WhatsApp me on that number. I do have another number that I might call you with. I don't know what it is, but I'll let you know. I do have another number that I might use to call. But yeah.
No, thank you so much for making time. Your story is a rich story. It's a developing story. When you have time, maybe after a few months,
yes,
maybe you can come back and also give us a highlight in terms of your plans and also how far you are.
Yes.
I think if you start a support group, that would be better.
Yes.
Then we all come into the group and we all sort of pour into that same space, and we don't, overload you. But also, if you want to contact her, you are more than welcome to do that. But I think I really love the fact that you came to share, and this will open the door for many more mothers to come through and share their story in terms of how they are rationalizing what you're going through. Stay strong, stay positive, stay energetic, and enjoy your new assignment, because now you are mothering the nation now.
Correct.
KT has given you a big load now to carry. So I think more than that, you are on a new journey.
Yes.
Aside from your daily job, now God has given you another one to say that there are people that you need to tend to.
Yes.
And thank you so much, guys. You've heard
sorry
it.
to cut you. I think there was one last issue that was bothering the viewers.
Oh, the lady in the ambulance.
About the lady in the ambulance. And I get your sentiments. I was also angry, and sometimes I find myself getting angry again. But I've forgiven her because yes, she denied me an opportunity to, because I think my son at that time, she was still seeing and talking.
Okay.
She denied me that opportunity to be there and hear my son's last words. But then again, maybe God had a purpose, because as she said, my son said, I see Jesus here to fetch me. And I know my son knew that my mother is not here. So maybe if I was in that ambulance, my son was gonna go. And I don't think I would have been emotionally prepared. So me not being in that ambulance, I also believe that it gave me time. The 16 days my son was there. Although my husband believes that my son died on the second day. I think I also believe that now, the second day when he was resuscitated, because from there, everything was done by the machines. But at least he gave me that time to pray for him, for him, to love him, to embrace him, to say everything that I wanted to tell him, So in a way, that's why I've forgiven her, to say, I don't know, maybe it was God's intention that I'm not in there, because my son was going to say, oh, mom is here. Okay, Jesus, we can go. But so, yeah. But when I'm in my moment, sometimes I get so angry. But I'll be like, Nana, it's okay. So forgive her, Shem. I'm grateful that her gesture, because she got into the ambulance so that Katie doesn't go alone. But then again, she heard me screaming. So maybe they were restricting me because they thought maybe ngumamncane or aunt or whatever,
Okay.
because the mother is already inside the ambulance. So that is what is irritating me, and I think what is
Okay.
irritating the viewers.
viewers, yeah.
But God works in mysterious ways, and God plans things differently. So I think it was God's plan, so
Yeah.
that He can give me time with my son until I can say, no, it's okay, my son, you can go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think God automatically allocates himself through other people to support you. What are the chances that she would have passed there? What are the
Yes.
chances that she would have recognized him while driving? What are the chances that she would be able to turn around and
Yes,
prioritize the
and be
situation?
there. Yes.
What are the chances? It can only be God. I
Yes.
mean, I don't know a lot of people that would be ready to face these situations
Yes,
voluntarily.
exactly.
So I personally believe that she was carrying out God's mission,
Yeah.
and her being there was for God's reasons. I mean,
Yes.
let's be people of faith, and let's look beyond our own reasoning.
Of course.
And it will all make sense, because through that you had a someone there in the scene telling you, no, uzoba-right umfana.
Yes,
That was
yes.
also addressing the trauma in terms of you saying, I should not see him now, but what I should see, God literally saw it, ukuthi emotionally this would hit me a lot. So in that preparation, these are the pieces of information that would come to you until such a time as when you have rationalized it and you're able to
And
deal
I'm
with
able
it.
to
So
deal
I
with it.
ngibona uNkulunkulu mina lapho, I don't see anything wrong with what she did, because she was also at a point of trauma somewhere.
Correct.
And she was trying to rationalize this whole thing. And for her to make a decision there would have been, a little bit difficult. So I totally understand where you're coming from. But I think uNkulunkulu was just being a buffer of safety for you to say, let her down easy. Uyabona? But
And what you are saying is very powerful, ukuthi ubona uNkulunkulu, because I think bebezohlisa idumbu eziyi-2 if I was in that ambulance and my son leaves me there. I don't think my heart was going to be able to take it there and there. I think I was going to live with him,
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying there was a reason why things happened the way they happened.
Yeah.
It can only be God.
no, definitely.
And as much as it gets me angry, but it's God.
No, that's true. I've learned in emergency. I've worked in emergency response services. There's a lot of things that go wrong in accidents if there's no one there to oversee that situation. People get robbed in car, and they get robbed by public responders. These emergency responders.
They stole their phones.
You see, so I'm glad that that happened the way it did. But yeah, and I'm more than grateful that you're also reminding me, because your story is deep in my mind. As you're speaking, I'm trying to process it, trying to find my feet, but thank you so much for sharing. You're sending me to pillar to post in terms of trying to rationalize this whole thing. Your story is my story, and your story is our story together. And really, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much to the viewers. I love you all. I wish I can hug you all. But just know, Guti, I love you, and I appreciate your comments, your love, your support, and those who've reached out to me. I don't take it lightly. I love you all. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. All 80,000 of you, come here now. Let's do one big hug.
Big hug.
Okay, thank you, guys. So if you're willing to come through to this space and share your story, you are more than welcome to. This is everyone's space. This is everyone's home where it's safe to share, so that we can all learn and grow together and support each other. Thank you so much for supporting our sister and her family. Thank you so much for the calls, the texts, the comments, and everything that you have done so far to sort of, push her on. From me and the team in studio, including our beautiful guests and everyone who's here to support her, it's bye for now. We'll catch you on the next one.
Thank you.
Cheers.